Zabalaza uqala manje. Manje yazatshwa la. Imali ebhekile.
No.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not trying to get it like one move. Good morning, actors and actresses.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
We are fine, thanks. How are you, sir?
I'm moving. No one can stop me. I see you. Right. So, I want to teach you about this important thing called character arc. What is a character arc? A character arc is a story of a person. Write it down. It's a story of a person or a story of a character in a story.
How about your particulars? Oh, you might have shared it.
Yes. Is a story of a person or a story of a character in a story of a character in a story. Yeah, that's a character arc. It's important. Everyone has a character arc. I'll show you just now how is a character arc. So, number one, Mingus.
Can all of you tell me who is Mingus? One word. Who is Mingus?
There is a way how a gangster walks. There is a way how a gangster talks. There is a way how a gangster laughs, eats, look at people, say hi, say I love you. Some gangsters don't say I love you. Whatever they say. A character arc is the story of a person before the story. You already know this one is a taxi driver. Without seeing him having a taxi. Until even teachers, some teachers you see them without being in a school that one is a teacher. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Yes, that is character arc. Some people see doctors without the doctor wearing that white thing and then they say, can't you doctor? And you are a doctor, I work at Steve Biggle. That is the character arc of a person. That is what I want you guys to show me. We are moving into character arc. We are getting into character gestures. Character gestures are the things that show that this person is this. That this person is a doctor, you see by the way they walk. That this person is a nurse, you see by the way they walk. The way they eat, the attitude, the voice. We'll get there. Now, from Mingus, I want gestures. I want the voice. Against for Mingus, right? Attitude of a gangster. When you read Sophiatown, before you read, they tell you Bana Fafi is a 40-year-old, is a politician. It means he has gesture is what I want to teach you. This is a gesture. Where's that? Okay. I'm good. There are people who do this, and they don't know what they do. There are people who are mistaken, is always Actors like it. That's a gesture. No coconut. I know coconut is Coconut does not aware. All his life has been doing this after a minute. Minute after minute. It's a character. None of man. Have we seen whole life? And in that's what I want from your characters. You understand? And when I say gangs, I don't mean this. Don't ever give me that. Fafi could be always doing this. What if all the time? That's all the time. Someone who's watching the story will notice throughout the whole play that you've been doing this. And this changes when you get angry. You no longer do it the way you do it normal. Sometimes when you're even angry, you don't do it. It takes time. Same applies when you want to act. There's a difference there's a difference in there's a difference in sad. There's a difference. Even a gangster. None of what? That is what I want. Flair. I told you guys I got flair here. Flair is what the character brings into the story. Write it down. Flair is what the character brings into the story that is unique. Unique. For an example, if your lines in Sophiatown, they are saying, I want to make us stop it. Okay. Your lines are saying, I want to make us stop it. The flair would be, I get that the lines. Anyone can say it. I when Amingas stop it. Read it.
I when Amingas stop it.
See, there's no life in it. They're just saying it. Then flair. You're giving it that thing. That if anyone can say this line, but you, the way you say it, it's different from the way we wrote it, but it still says the same thing. For an example, you can say futsal, they can say futsal, but there's a way that another person, when they say futsal, is the thing. I when I mean stop it. Hey, you wait now. What are you stop it, man? Huh? What's that? That is flair. I've given it now attitude, image. Most of you read your lines. Fighter, Casper. What I want is your uniqueness, so that mawufunda lapha ungafundi njenga wonke umuntu azofunda ngoba wonke umuntu angafunda njenga wonke umuntu. You understand what I mean? Say this way. Read it again.
I will not stop it.
I can point out anyone here to read it out differently. Read it out differently.
I wena mingas. Stop it.
Next one. Read it.
I wena mingas, stop it. I wena mingas, stop it. I wena mingas, stop it.
I mingas, stop it.
Ay, wena mingas, stop it.
Cha wena mingas. Hayi, stop. Yabala lenzayo. Yeah?
Yeah, my mingas, stop it.
Hi, wena mingas, stop it.
Echo, mingas, stop it.
Did you all say the same?
No.
Now let's all say it out loud the same. 1, 2, 3.
I wena mingas, stop it.
Say it your own way.
I wena mingas. Stop it. I wena son mingas. Stop it.
Hey, mingas, stop it.
This is what we call character flag. And very same, how many of us know generations? Remember do you remember the character species?
Yes.
So, in that character species, there were 50 people like this who were species wanting to play species 50 of them. The only reason they took that decision is because when he reads the script, the same thing we just recognized from Charlie now. What I always teach you, the lines, they are saying the same thing. I wena mingas, stop it. But they don't mean you must say them exactly. But understand what the writer was saying. Back to my example of exposition. The script can only be given to one person. Ozothatha lento ayenze yakhe. Angathi essay bullet number 1, 2, number 2. Angathi ngoba labathi hayi nami ngithi hayi. Lana bathi wena nami ngithi wena. But taking ownership, bringing your originality into this thing. And the only way you can do that is when you find
Walk, attitude, gesture.
Are you going? But it's the police. A police said you're flying.
Voice, walk, attitude, gesture.
You're playing a princess. Flying.
Voice, walk, attitude, gesture.
And
Flare.
Because I'm a princess, yeah, princess well. Yeah, you feel that in it. That's what we want. But the writer, when they write, they are specific. The princess ain't mad, I'm princess who got. I'm from princess who want. Now when I'm also feel when I tell a princess of Pamela's story. This is important. So this is your homework. Jakes, I want
Walk, attitude, gesture, flare.
and the only way you can do that is reading Act 1, Scene 1 and Scene 2. Only. Funama line, inonke. Pambana line. Sazwana ngisho. Act 1, Scene 1, Scene 2. Child. That's what we'll be dealing with. Next week when I come, I'll be wanting this voice, walk, attitude, gesture, and flair from Act 1, Scene 1, Scene 2. Yes, Sharon.
You don't have lines.
Bo nina Sharon and Charlie ndimfuna phaa eqeleni. Asho ningakhuluma eqeleni. Silent correct. And a silent correct, they say, what is a child? What does Charlie do?
Loves polishing the shoes.
What is that?
Attitude.
Because throughout the whole story you see. Abantu abanye 2 minutes policy that's really seriously. Same applies to all of you. That is what I want. Now I'm finished. We're here. So was good blog. Many blog in hours in my life. And you must write these things down. Your voice. Tell me why you chose this voice. Tell me why you chose this work. Tell me why you chose this attitude. Gesture. And feel. And you're going to practice that. Knowing your lines. If you don't know your lines, I will not rehearse with you. Instead, I will punish you while others are rehearsing. Now, can all of us please write what is Sophiatown? Get into the real gist of this. Now, many of us can ask ourselves, what is Sophiatown? It's fine. This story is important and it starts with one person. Tobayaski, oh, Tobayaski, oh, Tobayaski, oh, Tobayaski. Does anyone know Tobayaski? That's why this donor is good. Tobayaski. Write the name down. Tobayaski. Tobayaski is a white person. Is a white person. This white person, what happened is this. White people have mind. I can. No. So, hard times. This is the village. This is the seat. Here in the village, in Oliver, do you see any jobs? No. For people like you who go to school? Huh?
Oh.
Oh, there are no jobs. No?
Yes.
You can't be a doctor. There's no university in Oliver. Okay?
Yes.
The only way you can find a university is through
City.
I don't call them their colleges. So, here we are. This is Oliver, the village. Our people are here. All of us were here. Here, we used to have our own land, cows, water, food. And when you have this, there's no need to go to the city. When you have food, you have land. And when we mean land, we mean gold. And when we say land, we mean that, you see all of them like this, they own this area here. Which means no one can enter here without being a person of here. You understand what I mean? They can't eat here or do anything here if they are not registered for the school or if the school does not know them. Even for me to be here, best believe the principal knows it. The teachers knows it. It tells you straight that it is not my house. Finish. Now, when all our people are here, school, our people, they were taking these things. The land. When you take the land, who shall come up?
The land.
Amanzi.
The land.
Ikuku spila.
Land.
Where are pila?
Land.
So mama na land you pila.
No.
You are renta. Shh, you are renta. You are renta. You rent. But when you rent, you tell a man. 7 to who? 60. You see, we had no choice but to move.
Yes.
Unless you're alarm. And then you come busy hour. How are you eating nothing? But I only feel. And when you went about 60, we were chatting. We were Musaniko. I think God was not very friendly. It's cool. We move here. This is why we are acting this story. I'm telling you how this is important. How people moved here. But remember first, who moved here first? The men. The what?
The man.
Because the men, they have to and take care of them. And it still exists even
Now.
Excellent. And we live who ekaya?
Women.
Nabobani?
Children.
Then when he gets here, we find a white person who owns the village. It's not an issue. Then when you get here, there is work. In that work, you work for 12 months. Our offer, our niggas. Because we are offer. Call them to the umsebenzi wakho. Asho bona abantu babulala namhlanje umsebenzi. Yabona ni abaye bayesontweni yabona bathandazela imisebenzi. Umsebenzi was mahala back in the days, but that's not the issue. We are moving. We are here. The when they get here, because we are sebenza manje ufuna imali yokunakelela ingane, you have to abide to the rules of work. Okay? 12 months. Ever since they left, they told the mama that I'm going to look for food. I am coming back. And they don't know when they get there, you can't go back up until it's December. You ask yourself why many of us even now still exist at December. People have to go. It started way back. At December, people must go away. That is not the issue. They are here. 12 months. But what happens to the children and the mother when you are away for 12 months here in the village? They are suffering.
Yes.
Mama, what's happening to yourselves here while we are gone? They are suffering. How are you suffering? Because you must know, women, you were more into agriculture. Agriculture is farming. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Taking care of the
Yes.
land. The land. Agricultural. Our women deal with agriculture. They control the food. They decide what's eating and not eating. But now, when someone owns that land you were doing farming, what happens to you? You don't have land anymore. You have to rent. What are you going to rent that farm with? Nothing. So our women, because even themselves they are suffering here, they can't buy food. What they do? Our men came here for 12 months. Where are they staying? In places that is called, all of us, let's look at Mama Riti. Stay in hostels. In hostel, Mama Riti, how much do you charge them? One better they get money. These people. Man, it's in the story. It's not in the story. Yeah, that's why we talk about the story. I want to make you guys vivid so you understand why the story was even brought here. £1 a month. That's a lot of money. It's like, our teacher, 5,000, he rent 2.5. You try to money away. I'm not taking back. I'm soon going to throw it to the account. 20,000. That's not the issue. But yeah. So, manje, Abu Baba betu sebasebenzela umama Mama Riti. Basebenzela umama Riti nemali yakhe ye-rent. That's not an issue. What do our mothers do since they are suffering? They follow us to the hostels. When they get to the hostels, they can't sleep with us because outside in a single bed. What did they do to our mothers? They opened squatter camps. Shame, white people, they see these mothers are suffering. Others are even climbing the dates. Can you drop it? Because emakaya kunani kunendlala. But bayafa. But then Sikwa. Have no Zula, Uyepi, Eko. Mama figure gold squatter camps because they're not allowed to have property. People who are allowed to stay in Pitor, but that is not the issue. Where we are here with women. We're moving away. Now, how does Tobayaski enter? Tobayaski is a white person who bought a place in Pitori. Now, you see Pitori the way it is now. That guy bought a place in Pitori. 4 white people who were staying in Johannesburg. Because Johannesburg was full of gold. Again, the white people in their suburbs of Sophiatown and whatsoever. But these people wanted a place called Pitori so that it's next to Johannesburg. You understand what I mean? So when they work in Johannesburg, they can stay in Pitori. But in Pitori, when they get there was this one person called Tobias, a white person, who bought a place in Pitori. And that place, when he bought it for the very same white people who were working in Johannesburg. And when they make a lot of money, they need a suburb. Okay? They must go to Pitori. And he bought that place there. So that now, when he got there, he started creating houses. Built what we call estates. You see estates? Yes. Sophiatown was beautiful complex. That place was never meant for people like you. Never. There are places even now you enter and then you see, it's not for us. Maybe only for at the back room. And this one is not for us. It's fine. That was Sophiatown. But when he bought it to accommodate white people who will rent there when they are from work. But what happens there, this place, white people did not like it because the government was using it to drop sausage, like dustbins and everything. You understand? So this place, because it was now used as a total dustbin area for the municipality of Transvaal, which is Pitori. This place became non-resident for white people. White people said, we can't stay here. But already Tobayaski, this is a person in Sophiatown, already bought this place. But because he doesn't want to sell this place, he decided, you know what? Let me make this place affordable, not for people of white people only, but for people who can afford to stay here. I tell you number one, people like me and you are not allowed to stay in Sophiatown. Why? Because of our color. Today, we are allowed to stay in Sophiatown. Why? Because we can afford to. Back in the days, the reason we could not stay there, even if you had money, they didn't care. But because you were... Exactly my point. But Sophiatown, they change zinto now. They say, since when white people don't want to stay here, Tobayaski doesn't want to lose money. Again, he says, okay, fine, I will make it for anyone who wants to stay here as long as they have money. Then you have a group of Indians. Indian people had money. I'll tell you why. Indians bought it. Then you had us, Jakes. People who, when they came here to the cities, they became friends with white people. They started working in firms of white people. They became with white people. They were called white bohema. A white bohema is a person who is friend with a white person. You understand my point? He's a person who is not only friends with the white person, but is a person who is also being taught the history of white people, and he's now fighting for white people. That is why when you read there and say white bohemas and white one, it was a no-go area. So Indians were here. Other black people were here. Other black people came. Coloreds came. White people said, us are not going here. No more. We move. Now, so this place became, Sophiatown, became the only place in Pitori where black, Indian, colored, they could stay together without the color of their skin. But that became a problem. Due to this, white people didn't have a problem. But there was a Group Area Act that was to be introduced. That was to say, if you are Xhosa, Mupedi, Mzulu, But what was happening in Sophiatown?
It's my right.
Makes massive. So since the government was introducing what we call as the Group Act, which means they had to come here to Sophiatown. First they step this place. Came here, Sophiatown. When they get there, they find Indians, they find Shangan, they find Tonga, they find the Shonas, they find the Swahili people, and the Mazulu, and the Alice, So what happens? The Group Act now says that since this place now has the ability to accommodate all the people, and these people here, they are pushing an agenda. Look at what Mingas was saying in the story. You can see these people that they were pushing a serious agenda here in Sophiatown. And that's why they say it is a freehold. When Jane says freehold, it means Sophiatown was a place whereby you could stay, not because of your color, but because you had the money to afford that place. That's why they say freehold. One more thing. The police came. When the police came, they came under one law. They want to dismantle the unity of the people. So, there was a scare like that. Mama Riti was just chilling there in her ordinary shipping, making her money. Black people come every day looking for work. Go to Pitori, they do that every day. Go there looking for work. Youngsters like you. They get there, they find job. But now, when the government is telling you that you must move from the house that you bought from your own money and go stay in a place called Midlands. And the Midlands was a place of classifying these people, making them group one, Zulu this side, Shangane this side, like social move. You know what social movement means? Sutu, Shangan, Nguni, Venda. When you go to Sosha, before Sosha it was Sosha, there was a section Yamasut, a section Yamashanga, section of the Nguni people, which compromises of the Kosa and the Bele. And then you had the section of the Venda. These people were made to fight against each other because of their tribes. But the truth of the matter is that we used to live all together here in Sophiatown without fighting. But when we were moved to these places of Group Act, Social Move, Mamelodi, Atteridgeville, and Olivier, people were not staying here, I won't lie. No one was staying here. Yeah. And these people were forced to move here. But that is not the issue. When they came, was to disunite these people of Sophiatown. They moved them to a place called the Midlands. The mandate of this place was clear. To strip off these people of what they know and how they do it. Any questions?